get your wiggles out. Perfect. So try to get your wiggles out. Place your feet flat on the floor in front of you. One hand over your heart and one hand on your stomach. At this point, I encourage you to close your eyes if you're comfortable doing so. Start to pay attention to your breath and be mindful. I'm going to actually read a short passage about what it really means to be mindful. Being mindful means being aware. It means noticing your thoughts, feelings, body sensations, and anything that is around you right now. It is all about staying present in the here and now, instead of worrying about something that might happen in the future. It is also all about calmly accepting the thoughts and feelings you're having right now. Focusing on the here and now helps reduce anxiety. I invite you to set an intention for our next hour together, or even set an intention for the rest of your semester. Sometimes the hardest part is showing up, and so I'm really glad that you're here with us today. Let's take a few mindful deep breaths. Breathe in through your nose, fill your lungs, fill your stomach, and even try to fill your back body with as much air as you can. And then exhale it all out through your mouth. Let's try that again. Breathe in through your nose, fill your lungs. When you can't inhale anymore, audibly let it go. Sigh it all out. Let go of whatever is not serving you anymore. One more on your own. Breathe in. And exhale it out. Great. All right, I encourage you to open your eyes. Let's do a little bit of stretching. I'm going to move back and away from my desk so that you guys can hopefully see more of my body. And if you have space around you, I encourage you to move back too, just enough to lift your arms and lean forward. Okay. All right, so we're going to start with some side stretches. Lift one arm up, lean to the side, and look up. Try to look diagonally up to the ceiling. Keep both sit bones flat in your chair and really feel that stretch in your side body. Good. Let's bring that down and move to the other side. Arm up. Move to the side and look up. Really stretching that side body. And we're going to do this a few times. So just keep moving fluidly with grace, slowly, at your own pace. Again, listen to your body. Don't forget to breathe. Reach up and look up. Great. Let's do this once more on each side, lifting up, really stretching out of that hip, gaze up, and last one. And breathe, nice. This time you're gonna lift your arm up, stretch up from the center, and you're gonna twist all the way back. And the goal is to look towards the back wall. Once you're there and you've twisted as much as you can, bring your arm down, place it on the outside of your opposite knee, and use that as some leverage to twist a little bit further. I love twisting if it makes me feel like I'm just wringing out all of the stress from my body. Great. A little bit further and come back to center. Let's try the other side. So lift your arm up, stretch up out of your center, twist to the side and look back far as you can. Bring that hand down to the outside of your opposite knee and use it as leverage to twist a little bit further and look to that back wall. Remember to breathe. Great, and come back to center. We're gonna wiggle it out a little bit. So the next twist, We're going to be rolling down, so you might not see me, but I'm going to try to make sure you can still hear me. But I want you to tuck your chin, slowly roll down vertebrae by vertebrae, and just drape over your knees. Good. Now you won't be able to see my feet, but I'm going to place one hand in between my feet and lift the other hand while I twist up and look up. Great. Don't worry about how you look if anyone else is in your office space with you. You're doing something so good for your body. Gaze up. Don't forget to breathe. Only go as far as your body feels good. We don't want to work ourselves too hard here. Place that hand back on the floor and raise the opposite arm as you twist and look up. Good. Just wring out all of that stress. Excellent. You come back down and roll back up, vertebrae by vertebrae, lifting your chin up last. And just come back to center. I'm going to scoot in a bit further here. Now we're going to do a sort of modified cat-cow pose, if you're familiar. Bring both hands out in front of you. Clasp your hands, and you're again going to tuck your chin. And when you do, just curve your spine and stretch out your spine into sort of a C shape. Tuck your chin tight into your chest. Try to stretch so that your spine is touching the back of your chair there. Good, and then you're gonna lift up for the cow position. You can do a little mini back bend if it feels good. And back into cat. Tuck that chin and really round your spine. And let's move through this a couple more times. Back up. Arch just a tiny bit if it feels good. Let's do that one more time. Back into cat. One more up. Don't forget to breathe. Good. Your arms down. Roll those shoulders out a little bit. Lift your arms up one more time. This time, keep your hands unclasped. Make sure you're not clenching your fingers. Really open up those hands. Do a little back bend if you feel comfortable. Straighten back up to center, hands down. Great, so let's stretch out the lower part of our body, which feels great, especially if we sit for a lot of the day. So I'm gonna have you bring your foot straight forward in front of you. Make sure your other leg, your knee is at a 90-degree angle. Make sure to engage all those leg muscles and then point and flex your toes forward. Just point and flex. Point and flex. I start to feel my muscles burning a little bit here. Just try to breathe through those wiggles. Great. Roll the ankle a couple times if that feels good. The opposite direction. And then place your foot back down, flat on the floor, and raise your other leg. Straight out in front of you, point up, and then flex. Point and flex. Nice. Engaging those thigh muscles. And then rotate your ankle around a little bit in each direction. Good. Now feet flat on the ground. I'm going to turn on my light so maybe you can see me in this next pose a little better. All right, so we're going to do a seated figure 4. Take one ankle and place it gently over your opposite knee. Again, make sure your knee is at a 90-degree angle, foot flat on the floor. And you're going to hinge forward. Try not to round your spine, but just hinge forward at your hips, keeping a straight back. Your body will usually tell you like, oh, that's about as far as I want to go. So listen and stop there. I like to put my elbow on my knee, apply a little bit of pressure, and that just encourages the stretch to go a little deeper. Don't forget to breathe. You guys are doing something so good for your body. I know I needed this. All right, so hinge back up and we'll switch to the other side. Ankle over the knee, hinge forward, And again, you can lean forward if you'd like. I'm not quite as flexible on this side, so I just go gently if you feel any pinches or whatever. It really bothers my sciatica with this side. So listen to your body. Great. All right, so hinge back up, feet flat on the ground. We're gonna do just a half, we're not gonna roll all the way down like we did before, but when you lift your arms up, deep breath in, tuck your chin, just round about halfway. Again, it feels so good to stretch out that spine, back up. Hinge down again, curling that spine. Good, and then exhale it all down. Now, I don't know about you guys, but working at a desk for so long bothers my shoulders and my neck. That's a major problem area, and my wrists, you know, after doing a lot of typing or coloring. So let's work out those before we finish up. So start with your shoulders and roll your shoulders back. Nice and slow. And then opposite direction. Once more. And lift your shoulders up high as you can. I call this making clip-on earrings with your shoulders. And then let it all go. Do that a couple times. Breathe in and let it all go. Once more. Let it all go. Feels so good. Now, reach your arms forward and flex your wrists up. I'm sorry, palms up and down. Move at your own pace and just go up and down a few times. Great. And then you can rotate around. Other direction. Good. Your arms are still just moving at the wrist. If you do a lot of that repetitive motion, there can be so much pain. Now, bring this hand up again and use your other hand to just apply gentle pressure. Pull it back just slightly. Nice. And down. Other side. And down again. All right. Reach your arms up. Put your hands in prayer. Exhale it all out. Thank you. I think we're ready to get into some coloring now. I feel so relaxed.
All right, thanks, Jenna. You're a great leader at that. I know how anybody else is, but when you do the rotating of your wrists, I hear a little snap, crackle, pop.
Yes.
Funny sounds. So, okay, well, I would say let's just take, a good 20 minutes to color. And if we want to share what we're doing, everybody's got slightly different coloring pages. I have a reindeer. I think it's a reindeer. This is one of my favorites, these feathers. Susan, remember this feather one? I think you found this.
Favorite. Yeah.
That's a great one. Some people might have a mandala, something like that. I think there was a dog that we used. I have a funny dog, like a mosaic dog. Anyway, pick your favorites. Jenna and I are maybe going to once in a while read a little affirmation or a little tiny poem. We won't keep talking. And whenever you want to share what you're doing, just let us know and say, I want to share my coloring sheet. And I'm gonna I have one other little tip. Q-tips can be nice if you want to smudge the color a little bit. And there's actually a smudging tool. I don't have one here at home, but Q-tips work, or Kleenex works for that too. So I'm gonna just start out with this one little reading. It's from a book called Relax, 365 Ways to Relax. And it's called Express Your Creativity. And I think this ties in with what Andrea was saying, finding these little things that can help you on a daily basis and just kind of bring a little balance. All you need is a little kid coloring book with old favorite cartoon characters, an extra large box of colored pencils, crayons, pastels, markers, and no artistic standards. And don't be afraid to color outside the lines. For a while, we were doing this in the library, the physical library, and we had, Susan, remember the last time we did this, we had that tablecloth? It was
Yes.
a giant tablecloth of coloring images and sheets that you could make into a pretty colorful tablecloth. If you are going to use glitter, just a word to the wise, you know, it can make a mess. So I know when we've used glitter in the library buildings, the janitors do not like us.
I've heard that one a couple times in the library.
You could do it in the bag we got our goodies in.
Yeah.
Right, there you go.
Keep it contained.
As you're doing this too, you might also ask yourself, is there a favorite color that you are attracted to, or that really brings a sense of pleasure or relaxation, or you might just have different reactions to different colors.
That's funny. I thought I hated yellow, but I really like to see it in coloring.
Well, I know a friend who loves yellow. That's her favorite color. She has yellow towels in her house. Not everybody likes it, but she says it makes me happy.
Yeah.
Sunshine.
Yeah.
I was thinking about that exact thing, Denise, like what colors do I love and dislike? And I realized colors that I love, they're always changing depending on, you know, current trends or moods and things going on in my life. But the colors I dislike have always been the same. I'm really not a fan of like red, you know, just not attracted to that.
Well, orange is not my favorite. Like,
Yeah.
you know, I don't have orange clothes. In nature, it's nice, like orange flowers,
Yeah.
but I
Yeah.
don't really like orange. It wouldn't be my choice.
Right, right.
Decorations. I find purple and blue are kind of what I'm drawn to.
Mhm.
Susan, I know you have a favorite color.
Oh, turquoise, the blues, purple, like you.
Mhm. Oh, okay, the same.
But today I found this old box of broken pieces of pastel crayons.
Mhm.
So instead of using colored pencils, I'm rediscovering how wonderful pastels,
That's a little more
these
complicated.
oil pastels are, because they're just really nice the way they feel.
That's a little more advanced, I think.
Well, it's just another coloring. I mean, Just
Cool.
another way to color, but they tend to kind of blend into each other more than regular crayons do.
Uh-huh.
They just feel really relaxing
Oh, okay.
because they're real smooth.
Anybody else have a favorite or unfavorite color they want to share?
Colors are also a good reference to learn about good nutrition, like how colorful is your plate. It's
Oh,
like
yeah,
a key for balance too.
that's a good
Like if you
idea.
have enough greens, if you have enough yellow.
Power greens, right? I think that's a kale salad.
You can make it colorful with some tomatoes and squash.
Good idea. Gonna make us hungry, Andrea. So here's a question for you, Andrea. How do we deal with all the cookies and candy and nuts and peanuts and cake and
Hi.
Always try to avoid the word restriction. When you think about restriction, you feel more closet and more tempted to eat them. So what about like balance? Okay, I'm thinking about eating my cookies tonight. So during the day, I will just eat more vegetables and more salad to have this balance, right? Or if I know I will eat a lot of sugar, like maybe tomorrow because I have a birthday party, then I will try to avoid the sugar during the day before, right? Yeah, because if you feel like no like restriction and it's bad for you, then if you feel like I'm more tempted to eat it, right?
That's very good advice.
Mhm.
what I try to do is if I get a lot of gifts of candy or sugary cookies or something, I'll have some at home and then I bring the rest to work.
That's another good thing, like to share. Like, oh my gosh, I'm so tempted to eat this chocolate cake. It looks so good. So I will buy first something like a good size, not just for me, but to share with my friends or with my coworkers. So I won't feel like the temptation to bring it home and have it available all the time. The other key is like how you organize your kitchen, for example. Keep them a way to reach out easy, you know? So, because if you open your fridge or your, I don't know, your pen, you will see them all the time and you have them all the time easy to reach, then you will feel more tempted every day to eat those, right?
Mm.
But if you
That's
have
funny.
them like in like the tiny place, like far away that you know that you won't open every day, you won't
Yeah.
feel that tempted, right?
And then you forget they're there.
Yeah, exactly.
I wish I could forget that they're there.
Or maybe you know it, they are there, but then you have to start the negotiation, right? Like,
Mhm.
okay, I will eat some today, but I know I will have to eat more salad, I don't know, tomorrow or later, you know?
Yeah.
Or actually, I try to replace it for fruits when I feel like, oh, I want something sweet so bad. Oh, but I have an apple, that's sweet, right?
Mhm.
We have a chocolate drawer at my house and we usually keep, you know, some nice chocolates or one of those fancy chocolate bars and you can divide up. And my husband and I both know where it is, but our kind of rule is you can only go there once a day.
Okay, that's good.
At most.
Yeah, negotiation.
Yeah, that's- I
Negotiation
love it.
everywhere, yeah. Or I try to have my breaks. For example, I try to be super healthy during the week. So if I go out weekend, I will feel like that mass restriction. If someone wants to offer me an ice cream, I don't want to say no, right? So I try to behave during the week, and weekends are like my day off, my free day.
While you're coloring, I'm going to read just one other little page from that How to Relax book that I showed you. And don't let me forget before we close at 5 o'clock, I want to do a screen share and show you some of, as part of Andrea's mental health grant that the health center had, we were able to buy about 25 books, new books, about 5 or 6 are in Spanish. And I'll just show you a little shot of some of the covers, and they're in the libraries, the campus libraries, and you can check them out. Okay, we're going to do just a little kind of a visualization here. Imagine an ideal morning. What time would you get out of bed? Would you get up early? Would you sleep in? Who would be the first person or the first animal, the first pet to greet you? Would you make time to stretch, like Jenna had us do, to jog, to make coffee, to sip tea, to write in your journal, or say your morning prayers? Would you eat a light breakfast, a big breakfast? Use your fantasies to design a graceful waking morning. So maybe you can think about that. Tomorrow's probably a work day, but maybe for the weekend you can design a graceful morning.
Here's my butterfly.
Oh, wow. You're
That's,
fast.
you can really see the difference
Yeah.
in pastels.
Beautiful.
Nice.
Did you smear them at all, or you just drew with them?
I just filled in the lines with them,
Okay.
or not exactly. I tried to let myself color outside the lines. That's still very hard to color outside the lines.
Mhm.
Well, and those are all happy colors too. Those are really nice. Yeah.
You gave me a lot of butterflies. I don't know what that means, but
You know,
that's the bag. That's the bag I got.
We just packaged them up. Everybody got 6 whatevers.
Yeah,
There was
but I like it.
no formula. So Venus, as an art teacher, what can you advise us, or any tricks or tips that you find helpful in coloring and relaxing?
When I do it with my students, I like to play some music, and music's really powerful for me too. I'm a musician as well, so I
Oh,
always play some sort of music. And that really helps my mind kind of be clear and just focus on the music and the task at hand, instead of all the things that I have as a mom and working and everything like that. I can just focus on the music. I guess maybe as a musician, my mind just focuses on the notes instead of all of the things I have to do for the day. And then really not worrying about which color you have to do something, but just what color comes naturally. I tell my students, if you want to draw a yellow stem, draw a yellow stem, or whatever it is that they're working on. Or even I like to tell them, like, just doing some blind contour drawing, which is where
Uh-oh, you froze for a minute.
but draw and just slow down as like you're an ant crawling along the edge of a leaf or something. So I think blind contour drawing really helps students, and adults, as really trying to slow down and just focus on being calm and stress-free.
Do you also use intentional doodling patterns?
Sorry, what was that? You broke up.
Do you use intentional doodling, like different patterns where you do it in a little square and then you do another one in a different square?
So my students, the first art project that they do is they draw the initial of their name, but instead of drawing the actual initial, they need to fill the negative space with Zentangles.
Oh, yeah, exactly.
And I give them pattern sheets with lots of suggestions, but I tell them this is a resource. This is not like you have to use these. Look around, observe around you, see what patterns come up in your mind. And it's really nice for them to really focus on just the black and the white, the Zentangles, and then they erase their initial that they drew with a pencil, and then they can see the negative space create a positive image of their initial. And it's really a fun, like, wake up moment for the kids.
How do you spell Zendangle? I was gonna put the put that in the chat. Okay, I got it. Zentangles.
And Denise, I can screen share those mental health resources.
Sure.
I-
Actually, you know, I had it right here. Let me see if I can get it quickly.
Okay.
Okay, maybe can you look up Zentangles and Zentangles?
Since you used oil,
Pardon me?
I was telling Susan that she could take broken up oil pastels and crayons and melt them together, and then it's not as and you can just melt them in like a container, and then you can use those. I use those with my students too, and they're less blurry.
Okay, good idea.
Thanks.
Okay, here's a, hopefully you can see this little image. This is this is about 10 or so of the 24 or so books that we purchased with some money from Andrea's grant. And they deal with, they're all pretty recent, and they deal with anxiety. This one is really a good looking, an interesting one. Art techniques for creative and relaxation, anxiety for kids. Somebody was reading that in the building just the other day. Trauma with yoga, mindfulness. This guy is he's Mr. Mindfulness, kind of the leader in the US on that. Anti-anxiety tips. This is another good one, very short. I have this one right here at home. It's got a lot of short bullet point, easy things, kind of back to Andrea's idea of little things that you can weave into your day or every other day. Healing with nature, that sounds like Jenna. Anxiety getaway, this one is in Spanish, and we have about 4 or 5 others that are in Spanish. I'm going to do another screen share. This is our library catalog, and I know this is going to look small to you, but this will show all of the 20-some items that we did get. And I would say if you're in our library, or if you know how to search our catalog, or ask me or Jenna to help you find any of these, or if you're in the building, but they're purchased for you so that you can take them home over the break, read them at your leisure, share with your family or with a friend. But that's another resource here for you. Here's another one in Spanish, Inteligencia Emocional.
I feel like I want them all now.
Okay. Yeah, and we already had some things in the collection too, especially quite a few things on meditation with kids, meditation for beginners. So we probably have about 30 to 40 pretty current titles on these topics. So, and Jenna's put the Zentangles URL in the chat, and that's where they have some of these. This woman actually has a copyright on them, but you can find some for free online. Different kinds of doodling that is purposeful and repetitive, and lots of different patterns. I think she even does Zentangle workshops, probably online too. So that's another type of thing that is good. Any other tips from Venus, our resident art teacher?
You know, Denise, if I have a tip, because you mentioned mindfulness for kids, and that made me think of this amazing book, an author. The book is called Breathe Like a Bear, and I'll put the author's website in the chat there if anyone's interested in doing mindfulness activities with children. This book is amazing. I believe the San Luis Public Library System has a copy. But in addition to the book, her website is full of
Hi.
music and other little activities. I think she has a YouTube page, and I do a lot of this with my kids, and it's just great.
And they're pretty
It's a lot of
receptive to it, Jenna?
Yeah, they are. They really are. She does it really well in a way that relates to kids and is fun. It gives them a lot of visualizations.
Mhm.
You know, like I'm thinking like the hot cocoa one, like pretend like you have a hot cup of cocoa in your hand and you're going to blow the steam and cool it down. So you take a deep, slow breath and blow that hot cocoa. You know, they really get into that. So it's sweet. And the illustrations are really pretty too.
Maybe we should buy it for Cuesta.
That would be great. You know, I actually used it when I did a storytime program at North County campus with the Children's Center kids.
Okay. Why don't you put it in the collection development form if you think of it?
Okay,
Maybe one for
Yes.
both campuses.
will do.
Okay, I'm gonna do just a short little poem. And then maybe we can do some sharing of our artwork. This is by Mary Oliver. She's an American poet. She died a couple years ago. She draws from nature quite a bit. And it's just a short little seasonal one. It's called The Storm. Now through the white orchard, my little dog romps, breaking the new snow with wild feet. Running here, running there, excited, hardly able to stop. He leaps, he spins until the white snow is written upon in large, exuberant letters. A long sentence expressing the pleasures of the body in this world. Oh, I could not have said it better myself. I know we don't have snow here, but I have friends in Minnesota and I know it's snowing there.
Denise?
Yeah.
In your books, like the books you've been looking at, have you read anything like why coloring is so relaxing? Is it that I was just coloring and I was thinking, is it that the brain, are we using a different part of the brain when we color? Like, you know how there's a right side, I don't know, I get them all mixed up, the right side and the left side, and one of them is all that kind of thinking stuff. And then the other one is a more kind of less linear side. Do you think it's coloring moves us into that
I am
other
not
side?
skilled enough to answer that. Maybe somebody else can, but I think it's the focus. You take some time out, colors are pretty, you're looking at, you know, the butterfly or whatever. And I'm sure there's some brain engagement that's different from, you know, you're not on canvas, you know, submitting an assignment, you're not dealing with a student who needs financial aid. Yeah, I'm sure we can find out more. It's, you know, all the coloring books that are on the market these days have kind of proved a point, I think. Andrea, our health specialist, any thoughts on?
I'm not an expert either, but I know it helps to reduce the stress and anxiety because it has the ability to relax the fear center of your brain. Right? Yeah, it also goes beyond like a fun activity for relaxation. So when you are having fun, your brain acts like different too. But yeah, I'm pretty sure there is science behind it. So
There must be a reason, like why it's so relaxing.
yeah, definitely it is science behind that. It's like when you do exercise, like what is happening in your body, why you feel so good
Yeah.
after or during exercising.
So is anybody ready to share their artwork? Nope, no pressure.
I'm moving along pretty slowly, but
Oh, nice. Well, yours is complex. You have lots of small sections.
yeah. Oh, I love that bookmark.
Oh, you did the bookmark. Yeah, those are nice.
Wow.
Hummingbird
That
is very nice.
hummingbird is awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, we only had a few of those, but that looks great.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Oh, Gabby, that's funny. We're sitting in the same office with our door shut, We're both doing the same thing.
Oh, wow. That's cool.
Pretty color. I love that bright purple. Well, here's my little reindeer, and you're not going to be able
Oh,
to have
wow. I see it.
Good.
with this background. It doesn't show very well, but and then
I
that
see
little-
its horns and eye.
I think it's a
Cool.
reindeer. Either that or it's a.
Looks like a reindeer.
I think it is. Yeah,
Could be just a deer.
it could be
You
a
could-
deer with.
But you could just make him a reindeer with the red nose.
Yes, there you go.
Cool.
There, I don't know if any of you have used those online apps for coloring where you do it with your finger, or it's kind of like the old paint by numbers, but it's a free app. Let me see what that's called. I think it's called Happy Paint.
Mm.
Okay, actually it's Happy Color. And it's a free app. You can just go to the App Store. It does have some annoying ads when you first start it up. So, you know, if you wanted to not have that, you can pay for the premium version. But it's nice if you want to just be laying down and you have your tablet or your, I haven't done it with a phone, I've done it with my tablet, and you can pick from all these different complicated or less complicated, and they have animals, nature, flowers, fishes, winter, monsters, whatever. And then you use your fingers to paint by number. So you'll hit part of a cat's paw and it'll say color number 7. And then you hit all those. It's sort of something different. Has anybody ever used those?
My daughter did.
Yeah.
She did it on her iPad.
Okay,
liked
yeah, right. Yeah, I learned about it from somebody, a teenager.
Yeah. Yeah, during COVID, art was very therapeutic for her. So she painted, she drew on her tablet, she would draw, she would color. She got into it as, you know, she was isolated. We started COVID when she was finishing the 5th grade. So she did all of 6th grade at home.
Oh, that's so tough.
And now she's in the 7th grade and just joined the basketball team. So she's very happy.
That'll be different.
Wow.
With my students, I had to teach art online for all of COVID.
Wow.
And artist trading cards. So because they only could have such a small amount of time with me every week, each student, we would teach like a little art technique on artist trading cards, which are like art on the size of a baseball card.
Oh,
And
right,
the
I've seen
students
that.
had such a great time and so much fun.
I've
Art
seen,
trading cards?
it's kind of like a business card, only it's artistic. So it's like your, maybe something about you or yourself. Is that right, Venus? Or is there a theme?
Trading card could be on any art project at all. But so I would teach a different art technique every week with the students. So it might be watercolor one week, or it might be, you know, just different things every week. It doesn't have to be about yourself. It could just be art in general. But the purpose is that you would trade it, you know, if you wanted to. And they're the size of a baseball card.
Yeah.
Venus, do you work yourself in a particular medium, like just for yourself, not as your job or anything? Are you an artist yourself, and what medium?
I really like to use pen and pencil, and then also acrylic
Mm,
paint.
cool.
Great. Okay, you guys. Well, I want to respect our time. I know people have dinner and kids and homework and all that good stuff. But you've got more coloring sheets, so you can do some more. Susan, you have another one you want to share?
No, I just
Yeah.
have all these wonderful coloring sheets.
That's your homework. And then
I'll be using
Andrea,
them. Thank you
you wanna
so much.
Andrea, you want to show us yours? You've got
Oh
another.
yeah, I didn't finish mine, but I don't know if I can see.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
love this
Wow.
one because I can use it for my books. and
Right.
everything.
yeah, we should get some more of those.
It's a
Any
pretty
last
cool.
words of wisdom from Jenna or Andrea or anybody that wants to chime in.
Oh, I have these cute little quote cards in front of me. I can leave you with a cute quote.
Oh, yeah.
This one is from Henry David Thoreau. It says, "Go confidently in the direction of your dreams. Live the life you have imagined." I just feel that's really inspiring, especially as a student. So yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
great.
Yeah, and I just
I-
wanted to share that you all had this brochure with you, and you can also find more resources here. And some of them are on our website, and I actually want to recommend one. This is Campus Well. Campus Well has like a variety of different content related to body, mind, eating, and more exercises related to how to keep yourself healthy. It's pretty, they have like a lot of content, pretty easy to read and practice.
Also, your Facebook post has a lot of good stuff coming out.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
we have the Facebook and Instagram. I think our students now prefer more like Snapchat and
Yeah.
TikTok. So
Definitely.
hopefully we'll be more creative and start using those digital tools soon.
Can I, can I share one quick thing? Oh, sorry, Venus.
I was just saying maybe the younger students, but the older students still like Facebook.
Okay, that's good. That's a relief.
Susan, you had a thought?
I just wanted to share quickly that I like yogi tea. They're like herbal teas, a box of herbal teas. And so when you open up each tea bag, there's this little fortune, so to speak, or little saying to uplift your spirits, like attached to each tea bag. So I just wanted to leave these two. I collect these, but just on days where my spirits are kind of low, then I kind of look at these like this one. I just want to share these with you all. Let your greatness show from your inner light. And then find strength in knowing that you can make a difference in the world. So I just want to say thank you to all of you. You've made a difference in my day for the better. So it's nice to meet all of you. And thank you for this program, Denise and Jenna and Andrea. Thank you.
All right. Well, thank you guys for showing up. I know there's lots of other ways to spend your time these days, and if you're interested, we can do something like this again next semester. Just let me know, let Jenna or me or Andrea know, and we can work something else out with a slightly different theme or whatever you feel is of interest. All righty. Thanks again. And
Have a good night.
have a
Thank
healthy,
you.
healthy
Nice
dinner.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Okay.
Thank you.
Take care.
Have a good night. Take care.
Thanks.